right, good morning, everybody. This is kind of like a sound check right now. A beautiful Saturday morning towards the end of July 2026. Typical beautiful summer morning out here in sunny Southern California. Thank you for joining me right here on the Florentino Rebuilding Company YouTube channel, your outpost on the West Coast. And we're off on an interesting adventure. We're going to take a nice drive kind of along the coast in parts. It's a real nice, pretty drive. We're going to go through, not only through the heart, we're going to cross over from Orange County into the Los Angeles County. And we're going to head over not just through the mighty industrial part of SoCal out here. But we're actually going to go into the middle of it for a reason, and I think you're going to enjoy this. I want to aim this video specifically at people who are just retired or are going to retire or are thinking of what they're going to do once they're retiring. That's where I'm at, and I hope this helps you. So we'll just take a little break here. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Excuse me. So we're going to catch the 22 freeway west towards LA here. This first 10 minutes of this video will be freeway driving as we work our way towards Los Angeles County and the city or the port of LA in the Terminal Island area, San Pedro. And we're actually heading towards San Pedro, California. So we'll be merging into the 405 freeway northbound here in about 30 seconds. I like this part of the freeway. I've always liked this part of the freeway ever since I was a teenager. I used to drive through here with my older brother. And then when I started driving through here on my own, because this part here on our left is huge, large, open, expanse of land on the coast. This is the Seal Beach Naval Weapons Station. Still an active duty weapons station for the Navy and the military. To our right, behind that wall there, that sound barrier, to our right is Los Alamitos, the Joint Forces base. Got a big airfield and everything on there, and that's the alternate landing area for Air Force One when the president comes to town, if they can't get into LAX for whatever reasons. So Seal Beach Naval Weapons Station to our left. The Los Alamitos Joint Forces Base to our right. And we're going somewhere right now, way up ahead, kind of just as interesting. And I'll share that with you guys when we get there. And there's a reason the freeway is extra wide here. And they don't have giant light standards. And those of you who know what I'm talking about. I won't share it here, but there's a reason why the freeway is extra wide here. We'll be back. We're just leaving the 405, 605 interchange, crossing into Los Angeles County proper. We're now in North Long Beach. The big Long Beach airport is right up ahead there, just on the other side of that curve in the center of your screen where we're going. Nice alternative airport to instead of going into LAX or into Orange County, the John Wayne Airport. This is a nice, like right in the middle, in between airport. In the center of your screen, just to the left there, that would be Signal Hill, California. That hill there, it's full of houses and townhomes now, but throughout its history, it looked like a porcupine. It was just a barren hill, covered in nothing but oil derricks. And you see a lot of black and white pictures from back in the day of it. Just looks like a porcupine, covered in all sorts of wooden oil derricks. And during the oil booms here of the late 1800s, early 1900s. And the airport is right there. We'll be right back. Alrighty, so we're going to leave the 405 freeway north here. We're going to take the 710 freeway south, the 710 Long Beach freeway south. We're going to head to the very end of the freeway. At the end of the freeway, you either got to go left or right. If you go left, head east, you're in downtown Long Beach where I work. But if you head west, you head into the industrial part of Southern California. That's probably one of my favorite all-time drives in my entire life since I was a small kid. And if you like bridges and ships and naval shipyards and oil refineries and railroads and railroad yards and coal bunkers and all that good stuff, there's more than enough of that here. This place is huge. It's giant. It's a powerhouse. And I freaking just love driving through there and looking at all that stuff. Hopefully I can share a lot of that with you here on my tiny camera. But there's a reason why we're going to go into the middle of all this. And that's the fun part I want to share with you guys. I'm eating breakfast, and I'm eating breakfast this morning. I always watch YouTube, catch up on all my YouTube favorites and my the channels I subscribe to and stuff. Pretty much every one of you guys that has subscribed, and I've subscribed to your channels, I try to touch base whenever I can. I mean, that's why I'm on YouTube. I just love watching your guys' stuff. And I see by my subscriptions now, people have enjoyed what I've posted here recently. But I'm watching, this was about 2 years ago, the memorial for the 47 crewmen that were killed on the Battleship Iowa back in 1989 in the gun turret explosion. And there was a memorial on the ship here about 2 years ago on April 18th, the anniversary of when that happened. And all these gentlemen and all these families are talking about their loved ones, and they're telling great stories. Just great little snippets of their lost loved ones' lives and little stories. It was the most amazing, moving thing I've experienced here in quite a while. And I watched the thing in its entirety. And they give a 21 gun salute, and the fire boats were out there, and they rang the bell for each one of the names that they read out loud, and the people also just a lot of pride. What caught me was the guys that were talking, especially the one guy, the chief petty officer, how they said that up for 20 years they couldn't even talk about it, and now, working where they're at, they work on the ship, they can talk about it now at last. So it was just a very moving, I felt their pride. It moved me. Those of you who have served your country or serve your nation, serve law enforcement, will know what you're talking about, and especially during these crazy times. Anyways, downtown Long Beach is to your left over there. If we're going to work, I would head out that way, but today we're going to our right. And you're going to enjoy this drive. It's beautiful. Beautiful if you like industry, heavy industry, and all the machinery associated with it. Downtown, and that's where we're going. As my camera moves around, look at that. That's what makes this nation so strong. It's just an industrial base. It's commerce, business. It's different modes of transportation that can ship all this commerce all over the place. So anyways, going back to the story, and this is aimed at guys who are about to retire, ladies, and the guys who work are about to retire, have just retired, thinking, what are we gonna do once we're no longer working? And this is where I'm at, and so I'm watching that memorial, and I look at the clock, and I said, holy cow, I'm going to be running a little bit late here if I don't get my butt in gear. So I got dressed and stuff, because all these gentlemen that were talking, a lot of these gentlemen, especially the chief petty officer there, work on the Battleship Iowa, and they're pretty much there almost every day or a lot of times out of the week. And today is my turn to open the Battleship Iowa. And so I got dressed, brushed my teeth, finished my coffee, jumped in my truck, and we're off to my new assignment. My new job is I'm part of the security detail, the security safety detail on the Battleship Iowa. I've been doing this for about a month and a half now, and I see those gentlemen on that video. I see them when I'm out here working and talk to them, and they're all great. They know I'm the new guy, so they help me out, and I got questions, and it's been the most amazing funnest job I've ever had in my life. Even more fun than my current job, my career with the county of Los Angeles. But check that out. And that would be San Pedro, right in front of our screen there. We dropped down into this little valley, kind of sea level, and that's the city of San Pedro. Palos Verdes is actually on the top of that hill there. And we're going to my new office. I got to open the office for all the people I saw on that video this morning, because they actually, oh man, my off ramp is closed. Shoot, they actually work and live on the ship. So it's 7 o'clock right now. I should have been there. My off ramp is closed there. You can see on the right, they're working on it. So shit, I gotta find another way off here on Gaffey Street. Okay. So I'm gonna leave the camera on. I didn't expect this. So we're going to go to the very, very heart of San Pedro. Heavy Latino community. I love San Pedro. I didn't realize it, but the heavy Latino community here is very, very tied, going back to their fathers and their grandfathers and great-grandfathers. They're all tied into the city of San Pedro, Wilmington, Terminal Island, in terms of they all worked for the shipyards and stuff like that, and the naval shipyard that was here once upon a time. So you talk to them when they come visit us on the ship and stuff. I make it a point to stop the Latino families. I like to talk to them and find out, welcome them on board, and ask them what they enjoyed as part of the Battleship tour, what was their favorite part, and talk to the kids. And they got an old timer there who worked, or daughters who their dad once worked at the naval shipyard. Then I love to talk to them about that. San Pedro is not unlike East LA, where I worked for many, many years, for a huge part of my life actually, and where I lived when I was a young kid. I'm from East LA area. At least that's where I was raised once upon a time. And here we go. We're gonna go right in here. I believe this takes us straight into the ship. East LA is not unlike San Pedro, but there is a difference in both Latino communities, well, East LA doesn't have ports or ships, that whole industry, where San Pedro does. But there's a lot of history in San Pedro. The San Pedro families, the community here, is very, very proud of their naval heritage, the shipping and the ship building, and the welders and the riveters, and very, very, they talk about it with a lot of pride, because their families, their fathers and grandfathers and stuff, all worked in that. My dad worked down here. Apparently, I just found this out within a year ago, and I told my older brothers. My dad and my mom never talked about this. My mom finally let it out here about a year ago. My dad, before he started working for the county of Los Angeles, and my dad worked down here at the shipyards as a welder. I didn't freaking know that, and that explains all the welding gear I keep finding at my mom and dad's house. I got his welding helmet and stuff. I told my brothers that, they couldn't believe it. And I got to question my mom about that a little bit more. But so can you imagine the people who their entire generations of family down here in this Latino community did the same thing? Yeah, they talk about their heritage with a lot of pride. So San Pedro, like East LA, is a heavily Latino community, and so at 7:01, I got here at a great time, despite this long detour I had to take. Looks like homeboy in the van there got lost. But here we are, outside. That's my new office right there, right behind that windshield column. But there's a battleship, right? You'll see it right now. Yeah, that's my new office. We'll get a better shot right now. Oh. Now, most of these military museums all throughout the country, pretty much every museum has volunteer programs. And I used to work in the museum, Model Railroad Museum down in San Diego, California. That's my new office, guys. I freaking love it. And looks like I already have a customer. Somebody's already waiting for me, guys. Anyways, I'll be right back.